I want to talk about veganism with Sam.
Oh my goodness. You want to talk to Sam about veganism?
Sure, let's go.
With my audience, there's going to be a riot in the chats right now if we talk
You know
about
what?
veganism.
That's okay.
All right.
I can't see the chat.
Tell you what, we're not talk heathen, man. We'll talk about veganism on here. Let's go for it. Sam in Ohio, what's up, man? Hello, Sam. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hey,
we can hear
there
you.
you
What's
are.
up, Sam?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good. What did you want to talk to us about today?
Okay, so I have some anti-veganism arguments I'd like to try out.
Oh man, I'm excited to hear this. This is interesting.
Anti-veganism arguments. Let's hear it.
All right, so let's see. In order to be a vegan, you would have to believe that human beings are not better than or superior than animals. Is that right? Would you agree with that?
I'm not a vegan. So,
I'm also not a vegan.
So I don't. It's hard for me to say whether I would. I think that makes sense on some level. Yeah, I think most vegans would say that we shouldn't necessarily view ourselves as superior to other animals. Yeah. To an extent. Yeah.
So we're making a moral judgment about ourselves in our consumption of meat.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying that we are not better than the animals, that we are not superior than them, so that we should not be consuming them or something like that. And it occurs to me that other animals...
Uh-oh. Sam, you're breaking up with us just a little bit. Sam, what's up? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
All right, let's see if we can have this conversation again.
Okay. So, yeah, I've been listening to a lot of vegan arguments online, and I find them very compelling. I really do see their point of view, and it's got me, like, so close to, like, wanting to become a vegan, you know? But, like, there's these two little arguments that popped up in my head, and I wanted to voice them with somebody that would care and see what kind of response I can get.
Lay it on us.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, man.
Yeah, I mean, like we're not the vegans, we're not the target audience, but I'll see what I can do for you. You know.
Yeah, well, help me out with my logic or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Go for it.
So, basically, the first problem I have with it is that it presupposes that human beings are better than animals, that we are in some way superior to them, because we accept that animals eat animals. This is something that happens. We can't do anything about that. And to even try to contemplate what we would do about it is ridiculous. Like, you have to let animals eat, right?
You're good.
Yeah. If we presuppose that human beings are better than animals or superior in some kind of way, then we can make an argument for why we should not partake in animalistic behavior. But if we can't do that, if we are not better or superior to them, then who are we to judge other animals, including human beings, about what they consume?
I think the vegans' main argument when talking about kind of moral assumptions is that the moral assumptions that we have about human beings, I think they would argue, are arbitrary to some extent. That our view as superior above other animals is on some level arbitrary and therefore not justified, I think is, a quick and dirty way to put it out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? It's like if somebody says that a certain marginalized group of human beings is incapable of excelling to the levels of another group of human beings, we would call them racists, right?
I see what you're getting at, yeah.
I mean, it's just that it seems kind of specious to act like human beings don't deserve to act the same way as other animals.
Okay.
But then the other argument I had...
that first one's interesting because it's almost a reverse of the expectations I've heard from vegan citizens.
Yeah.
That's interesting, yeah.
So I was watching this TED Talk and there was this guy who hooked up a mimosa root bark to another plant and sent an electrical signal through the leaves and an actuation of, whatever the equivalent of a plant's neuron is. It sent the signal. They were able to communicate with each other, these two plants. And he did a demonstration showing that these plants can count. He showed that the plants can remember, that they have memory.
Mm-hmm. That is so
I was watching there's this colony of trees, I think in, I don't even remember the country. It's called Pando. It's supposedly the oldest or the largest living organism on the planet now.
Uh-huh. It's the tree that has the roots underground, and like it connects to all these other trees, but they're actually part of the same organism.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I've seen that.
And it's like the paradigm of the plant's experience or existence, whatever it is, right, is so foreign to us that we could never possibly comprehend it. Well, not right now anyways. So, like, who are we to say that these plants are okay to eat, but not the animals?
Okay, so I think the vegan would say, and I'm putting on my vegan hat here, is there some sort of objective measurement that we could make between the levels of harm between animals and plants? And if so, like if we could come to agreement on some sort of metric, then could we agree that some acts of eating and these kinds of things are more harmful than others? Now, that's the point you make is interesting because we don't know what it's like to be a plant, but I also don't know what it's like to be a dog. But it would seem to be that my experience as a human, it would be closer to that of a dog's than it would be to that of plants, right? Because we can respond with similar stimuli, so we have at least an empathetic understanding on some level of what that's like. And I think that's what vegans would find distasteful, because we at least know that we would be harming animals in some sort of way, because we have that empathy and we know that they have pain in similar ways to us, right?
Okay, so I want to throw out as well something that I think is an issue to the vegan community. I think a lot of them.
Ooh, are you calling out the vegans on my show right now?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes. Well, I think part of
we're about to lose
the reason,
patrons because of you. You
okay,
can't do
well,
this.
I donated $10 to the Patreon a few weeks ago, so.
That doesn't okay.
So I think you'll be okay for right now, and I'm on the side of the vegans.
Okay.
For this purpose.
Okay.
I do think that one of the arguments for why they are vegan is because of the mistreatment of the animals that are being farmed as meat. Like they're.
Yeah, those arguments definitely I agree with. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and so I think that definitely is something to think about, as like, well, maybe we wouldn't all, maybe we would be omnivores. We would all be omnivores if these animals weren't so mistreated. Mm-hmm. But, I don't really know because I'm not vegan, obviously. So
I don't know because, so that would be the implication there. And I do want to let Sam make his point too, because I think you want to respond. But just to immediately respond to that, Christy, if we had ethical practices, or what you would deem ethical practices for all animals, going all the way up, I'm talking dogs, chickens, cows, whatever, would that make you more okay with eating meat?
I wouldn't eat dogs and stuff.
Okay,
I mean, it's a gray area.
All right, so just cows and chickens, right?
Yeah.
That would make you, would that affect your feelings about eating meat? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I think it would, but I would think I would feel a little bit more okay with it if it was a lot more ethical and humane, or even if we could do some of the lab-grown meat. I would feel a lot better if we could do something like that.
Yeah, that would be a bit different. But I want to hear Sam's thoughts now.
I was just like to, the comment that you had made a little bit ago, Dan. Mm-hmm. I know this is we're talking to a straw vegan here. But,
sure. Yes.
I would just say to that straw vegan, if that's what his response would be, I would say that it kind of sounds to me like it's no different than if it's kind of tribalistic, but on a grander scale. It's like, people who look like me, who have the same skin tone as me, I identify with them better, and so I can empathize with them better, and I can take them into my community and embrace them easier than people who look a little bit different than me.
Oh.
And I think like that's kind of what's going on here when we delineate between plants and animals. I mean, we've got these, like the Venus flytrap is a meat-eating plant, you know? We don't know what these plants could be capable of over a long enough period of evolution. And I don't know if you ever watched that show Farscape back in the day, but there was a plant descendant sentient being on that show, and it's just, that's one thing that pops into my head. Like, what if these plants could eventually evolve to be sentient too, but we're going to farm them and use them as food for the rest of our lives? It just doesn't seem...
Wow. Okay, that's interesting, Sam. I didn't think about it like that before. So you're saying that actually including like dogs and cows and other mammals in particular, I guess, is really what I was thinking of. All of that, putting that as a group and saying this is off limits, but the plants is actually tribalistic on some sort of grand, just life existing level. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if our goal is to be not speciest at all, then we should be embracing every species. I mean, but then if we do that, what are we going to do about the plague or AIDS or whatever? Those are species too.
So if
how far do we want to go with this?
Okay, so what if we had some sort of animal that we could prove, or even a plant that we could demonstrate on some level doesn't actually feel anything when we like cut it up into bits or when we take care of it and stuff, like doesn't even have any concept of pain and stuff? Would that, in your eyes, make it, would we have an ethical obligation to eat that kind of animal rather than other kinds of animals?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think so.
Okay.
If we could prove that there's a delineation between what one species feels versus another, we should cause the least amount of harm possible. But I mean, like, and I know Christy had mentioned the lab-grown meat before. That's where I'm at too. Like, I can't wait for that to come out.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what I'm going to switch to immediately.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with murdering animals for my pleasure, but I eat, and I have been a meat eater all my life. That's my diet, and I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm probably just post hoc rationalizing to make excuses for it, but at the same time, I mean, prove me wrong.
Yeah, I'm at the point in my life where I could definitely see myself becoming vegan at some point. Like, I don't, I'm not against it. I'm not fully there yet, and I don't know what's holding me back. I need to talk to Cosmic Skeptic a bit more. Actually, hoping to have him on in a few weeks. But he was the one that really got me, especially after I got to talk to him in person about it a little bit too while we were here. He kind of got me on the ball rolling a little bit on that again, because that wasn't really in my purview. But
yeah, and see where I'm from, I can't really afford to be vegan because
That's
in Alabama it's very meat oriented, and it's very hard to find a lot of good vegan options. There's no vegan restaurants.
But
where
Christy,
I'm from,
Alex,
anything.
Alex might say, well, Christy, if you have the means, like you should. That's I think it's
That's a pretty good impression. I like that.
Christy, if you have the means, at any point, you should try to eat vegan as much as you can when you can. It's just like, even though you can't go to the gym every single day, but you still need to make strides to do it because it's better for your health.
Yeah, but then if you do that, right, you've also got to take in consideration that the company that you're buying from has to be completely vegan as well. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money.
Yeah.
Like, if you buy from a company that has other products that are animal-based, then they're profiting off of that. They're going to use the money that you spent to increase their inventory of animal products.
Yeah, that's true. There's a co-op here, like a food co-op here in town, and I was talking to Christy like, oh, maybe we should get membership into that co-op just so like we're kind of supporting good industry and stuff like that. Yeah, seriously, like I think that's a good idea. And I'm in a weird spot. I'm like you, Sam. It's like, the vegan ethos is incredibly appealing to me.
Yeah,
I really
for sure.
like what they're doing. Like, I'm just not all the way there yet.
Yeah.
But I'm also like you, Sam, because you're calling into this show because I think maybe you're like me in that, like, you want to be proven wrong on this, right? Like, you want to get there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like, and for me, I almost think it's a matter of time. But maybe, maybe I'll always be like this. I don't know. But it's a good topic to discuss either way. Hopefully, we got to shed a little bit more light on this, Sam, and I appreciate you calling.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Yeah,
You
see you
too.
later. Yeah. That's going to be fun when he actually shows up on my show, Cosmic Skeptic.
Yeah,
and
he'll
then-
probably bring it up and he'll probably bring up your.
Oh, he
impression of
doesn't
him.
care. Yeah, he doesn't.
Well, I mean, he may. You don't know.
First of all, Alex does not watch. I know for a fact he doesn't watch my show.
Well-
but
He might.
if somebody brought it up to him, that'd be really funny.
Yeah.
Right?